1090 Jake, the prosecutor. You can step up over here, 1090. 1090 Jake. He's presenting a case that rich homie Quan is a rat. Now he's saying rich homie Quan is a rat. We're gonna watch the video. Let me see if I can skip up. Homie's a rat. Now this is 1090 Jake. Like I said, he's the best clerical worker in the thug division, in the prison division. He's the best clerical worker. He types 180 words per minute. He's a good researcher. He can find anything that's ever touched the internet. He can scrape it. So yeah, man, shout out to him. He put up a summary so we could just kind of get a better glimpse of what's going on.
At this point, I'm not even surprised. Not only has more paperwork dropped in the YSL case, but an audio recording just dropped of none other than rich homie Quan spitting off.
So it says this is an interview, can't be no cops. You know, that's my first thinking, like it's an interview. I don't know yet though. Ain't nobody said nothing. Rich homie ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody cleared that up. I do know that, we off the record, shit happens. A lot of people think that this is Fulton County, Atlanta, say they have rich homie as a witness. He don't want to show up. He don't want to cooperate. Say he cooperated in that particular instance, but then he don't want to cooperate after that. They're saying that basically that's their way of getting him to do that, right?
Whole
Yes, TMZ wants that clip. Hell yeah. They don't give a fuck.
verse to law enforcement about Young Thug. While it may be hard for some to understand rich homie speaking a language native to the streets of Atlanta.
Hey, I ain't here to argue with y'all about it. I don't know. Like I said, I thought my first thing is an interview too. I definitely think it could be an interview. At the same time, like you said, cops don't sound like this. I say that too, but at the same time now, man, these undercovers and all that shit like that, bro. These people tapped into the street. They know how people talk. They'll say anything to make you feel comfortable. So I can't rule it out, but I definitely think that it was possibly more an interview. But I felt like if it was an interview, then why didn't he just come out and say that too? Like the nigga went ghost. Like rich homie Quan ain't said nothing he ain't addressed it or nothing. And at the same time, I feel it, let people think what they think, this, that, and the third, but he ain't said Nathaniel. Like he ain't tried to clear it up nothing. So I just thought that was kind of weird. I think 1090 Jake is gonna show a little bit of paperwork or something. Hold on, let me see.
What he's speaking on is the very murder that would cause the fall of YSL.
I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my you did Atlanta, Georgia.
There are shell casings up and down the street. Now, I'm told one of the men who was shot, a man in his mid-20s, is in critical condition, but that his status could change for the worse overnight.
Rich homie Quan's former manager, Donovan Thomas, who went by the name Peanut or Big Nut, was a member of the Inglewood family Bloods. His 2015 assassination outside of an Atlanta barbershop would result in a back-and-forth war between Inglewood family and Sex Money Murder. The majority of the violence will be documented in the YSL indictment. Prosecutors allege Young Thug was in communications with Sex Money Murder leader Kyle Ory, who's currently serving a life sentence in Georgia State Prison. Big Nut was said to have snitched against members of the gang, and prosecutors allege Young Thug orchestrated his death by renting the vehicle YSL members would later use to commit the drive-by that took Nut's life. After the hit, Thug and the alleged shooters would take a trip to Miami to lay low. Rich homie Quan would speak with investigators explaining he never saw Thug in Atlanta after the murder. He was going to confront him at a Miami show over the rumors that Thug played a part in Nut's death. Rich Homie would allege people knew Thug had something to do with it, but they couldn't prove it. He'd then say he isn't a rat and he isn't telling. He's just keeping it real with investigators. Rich Homie would also allege Thug was jealous of the relationship he had with Nut, as Thug wanted to control the Atlanta music scene and Nut was keeping Rich Homie at a distance from Thug. This wasn't all Rich Homie would speak on though. 2 pictures of the interview transcripts would make its way to News Made It. Rich Homie would state him and Thug frequented or resided in the same condominium.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I can't rule out the possibility that it was some court shit. Now, I mean, that is like somebody took a picture of the transcripts, but if there are legal transcripts, that if those transcripts right there are true, then he was talking to them people. You know what I'm saying? They show some. I don't know how true these is though. You know what I mean? People leaking them out. This could have been sealed, you know what I mean?
Rich Homie would also allege Thug was jealous of the relationship he had with Nut, as Thug wanted to control the Atlanta music scene, and Nut was keeping Rich Homie at a distance from Thug. This wasn't all Rich Homie would speak on though. 2 pictures of the interview transcripts would
right here. So I don't know how true that is. Like, I don't, like, that's all I'm saying. That could be the interview papers. I don't know. I don't know. I just can't rule it out. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to be fair. You can't rule it out.
Make its way to News Made It. Rich Homie would state him and Thug frequented or resided in the same condominium leading up to Nut's death and that they were cool. But after the murder, they drifted apart. 14 minutes into the interview, Rich Homie would speak on his truck being shot up and immediately calling Young Thug, alleging his people were behind it. He'd then speak on his father's barber shop being shot up and knowing whoever did it had something to do with Nut's death. 4 months before Nut was killed, a gunman would open fire inside of a barber shop, striking Rich Homie's father 4 times. The barber shop had just been shot up a month prior to this incident. Investigators believe the attack stemmed from Rich Homie beefing with local rappers, but at the time, Rich Homie Quan denied the rumors. Now speaking with investigators, when asked why his father would be targeted.
All right, we ain't gotta listen to no more of that. I don't know if this case is closed right here, man. I'm gonna say this. You only supposed to be loyal to your homies, right? That's the street law. Well, I'm lying. You're supposed to be loyal to the street law, right? Now, I don't know if Rich Homie, I've seen Rich Homie Quan say he's not a street nigga at all. I've seen him say it. I've seen other people say Rich Homie was trying to be affiliated with certain gangs. If you ask me, I think that was probably a play from Rich Homie. You hanging out with street niggas. You ain't really from the streets, but you hanging out with street niggas. You know, the rapper way is to just have a whole bunch of niggas with you for protection, and why not rent some gangbangers? You feel me? Now, I do not know what Rich Homie claimed at once upon a time if he was a street nigga, but apparently to me, it just comes off to me like I never looked at Rich Homie Quan as a street nigga. So for him to be cool with Thug, and for him basically not to be fucking with Thug and Birdman, and then so Thug reacts with violence, allegedly, by shooting up Rich Homie Quan's truck. Don't act like we don't know that they don't get shit shot up. They shot up Lil Wayne shit. A nigga went to jail for 7 years for that. Also, they allegedly shot his father 6 times. His father miraculously lived, and then they shot up his truck. What do y'all niggas expect from Rich Homie Quan? I'd be bitter too. I'd be telling too. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna pop out when you in the jail. It's my time to shine, little nigga. Little dirty ass Thug. First of all, this is what we gotta realize, man. Thug is the reason why Thug is in jail. Why are we sitting here mad at Gunna, mad at Thug? It's clear that throughout the goddamn 2010s that this nigga Young Thug was causing hell. He was living lawless. He was doing whatever the fuck he felt like he could do. He was allegedly getting niggas killed. He was beefing with the ops. He was sending threats online. He was paying niggas to do shit. Everybody that he's associated with is dead or in jail or they snitching. Because Young Thug didn't put them niggas in a position to be better people. He didn't recognize their strengths. Hey man, you know, your ass be driving all night on these tours. You know your ass should be a fucking tour bus driver, a fucking get your CDL. I'll buy you a truck and we can do it. No, he don't recognize shit like that. He's like, nigga, I need you to be the driver in this Honda Civic, and go kill this nigga. Y'all keep telling me that this is solid. This is not solid. Young Thug is a fucking detriment to the fucking community. And that's real. Young Thug, allegedly, if all of this is what they saying is true, he's not a good person. But yet we mad at Rich Homie. And then on top of that, when you stop fucking with Young Thug, he turns the industry against you. The nigga will turn the industry against you. He did it to Quan. He trying to do it to Gunna, but Gunna's more talented. Gunna is a bigger artist than Thug ever was. Young Thug ain't never sold 151st week, nigga. When we go back and look at these songs, did everybody stop fucking with Gunna for fucking Thug? When in actuality, if you really go look at it, Gunna's the one who made them songs hot. Pushing P. Oh, okay. Drip Too Hard. Those was like Gunna on the hook. Gunna was the one making the hits. All these niggas had to do was come in and fill out a verse, they hardest verse. So, Young Thug, you guilty of doing too much, you chicken shit, skinny, roach looking ass nigga. You did too much and now it's catching up with you. I don't know why I be seeing Young Thug at his fucking bail hearings. He's doing all this extra shit. Nigga, you wasn't praying when allegedly your baby mama got killed because of you. You put everybody in bad positions, bro. You got 13, 14, a million fucking children and you in jail. Cause you couldn't stop banging, bro, and you was making millions upon millions of dollars. Not only did you make good music and you were successful off your music, you was putting niggas on. Your label was successful. On top of that, fashion, all kind of shit people was fucking with you with, and you threw it all away. Now I ain't saying that you're gonna get found guilty, but I just seen today that you're gonna have the longest trial in Georgia history, bro. It's already been 6 months that they've been trying to pick out jurors. This is a shit show. You're the only one, you telling everybody, this is how I know, like you want some high school shit. You telling Dirk, you sending messages to Dirk and Baby talking about, hey, don't diss him on my album. Diss that fuck nigga on my album. What kind of high school shit is that? That's some high school shit, bro. That's some real peon shit. Niggas just ain't saying that shit lame because it's Thug, but that's some lame ass shit. Like, nigga, what? You need all this and you did all that. You saw like 3,000 more than Gunna, bro. Like, please cut it out. Cut it the fuck out. So, Young Thug, you guilty of doing way too goddamn much. Case closed. You did way too much. You didn't respect your position and you wanted to be part of the streets. Well, people need to learn. Part of the streets just ain't fucking hoes and getting money. Part of the streets is snitching and getting snitched on, but nobody tell you that part. 95% of people gonna snitch. So I find you guilty, nigga. Rich homie Quan, I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to call you a snitch because I don't. There's not enough proof that shows me that you consider yourself a street nigga. But what I will find you guilty of is that after that, your ass was on stage talking about free thugger. You didn't have to say that. You pandered to your crowd. You a snake ass nigga too. Because you know what? You sat there and you told you should have just shut the fuck up and never said nothing about Thug no more and just kept it moving. You think the nigga shot your father. You think the nigga shot at you, and you claim that you know point blank period that the nigga shot at you and killed your manager. So I don't even understand why you would even say free Thug, nigga. Fuck out of here. You need to be like, keep Thug, nigga. And like I said, you guilty until proven innocent in the LaFleur Lounge courtroom of homie courts. So yeah, nigga, you guilty for being a flaw ass nigga. The other stuff, we gonna draw the charges for you, my boy. Let's keep it moving because we got 2 more snakes to talk about.